Good morning, students. Today we will see a new topic under this service-oriented architecture. So, in previous sessions we have discussed service-oriented architecture basics. So, in this service-oriented architecture, we have seen the we are using the computation, that is a cloud computing processing using message passing. So here these things are related, or these things are possibly dependent on the message passing, means they are been interacting with the messages here. So by using this message oriented middleware, that is in introduction topics, that is enterprise bus, and publish subscribe model and notification, queuing and messaging system, and the cloud or the middleware. So in the fourth one we will see the applications, means we will see three different examples which are supporting these message oriented middleware. So in this one we will see how these communication mechanisms, or how we are interacting with the variety of the APIs, or through wire protocols or any transport mechanisms we are processing. So here what we need to consider is, we are providing many APIs to connect, many APIs, and also we are providing that they need to communicate with others. So if we are providing such methods, how we are dealing with that one? So that's why we are making these things to be done in three different representations: enterprise bus, and then next subscribing model, and then queuing and messaging systems what you are using. So the first one is the enterprise bus. So here, what is this enterprise bus represent, or the enterprise? So why we are using here is, we have gone through several services, and what are the service structures we are using. In previous example also we have seen grid services are there. So what are the architectures they are following? So these services, how these services are achieving their means, why they are designed, they need to provide some information, they need to provide some tasks to be done. So here, how they are getting all these things to be done is, they are using some message interaction with different APIs, and also they are including some protocols also, which is coming in term how we are specifying it as a communication mechanism has been used here. So why they are using this type of representations here? Why we need to include a communication mechanism between services? Because we need to make these services or independent from the person what we are choosing. Means if I am the person who design or who is looking after the services what we are having, so what we need to do there, we need to provide an independent communication between that one. So here, if any service wants to access the information from other service or other any host or anything, they could be independent, they could be very isolated from the environment here. So that's why what they done is, they need to provide the communication which could be independent of the implementation here. So if you want to implement any application, then you need some data. Then what you have to do, you need to connect with that resource, or you need to connect to with that person or any. So what we need to do, we need to raise a request. Okay, so raising a request means we are sending it through the message passing only, messages only, interacting with the messages only we are specifying. So that's why what we are in the previous session we have seen data servers. So in the data servers we have multiple things which could be performed by the data server. So they can move the data from one server to another server. They can make available the data of the server to the another server by making the replications there, and you can go for the any updations. One updation means the which has been copied there, which has been updated, they need to be updated from to that represented server also. Updations has to be done. All these things will do. So whenever you are requesting for your data from one server to another server, we won't personally go and ask for the please give the data like that. What we will do? we will raise a request there. How we are raising a request? So we are using several protocols to connect to that one servers. We are using a network. In that protocol, what it is doing, it is providing the mechanism to connect with that servers. We can raise that one request. We are providing for that request also. It is maintaining some header and then body, and then what are the security mechanisms you need to include. All these things we'll have to keep in mind, because you are simply requesting for the other server, somebody will attack, means it will be very easy to attack. And also we need to consider uh, where could be a port will be there which has to use these all these things to be done. Means we need to specify not only the near server communications, also we need to provide the communication between the servers which are far away also. How they need to, how they are processing all these things, the servers or the architectures has to use separate ports, and then firewalls, all these things has to be included. Whenever you are attending your online exam, whenever you are attending your online exam, you are entering some IP address there. So this IP address will lead you to connect to the server which is being means which is in the main server, that is we are maintaining. And that too, that server, what it is doing, it is making us available. How far it could be happen means, we are the persons, means from one class we will have the 120 students. So likewise CSE EC, if you consider at a time, if you consider at a time there are somebody only CSE is writing 120 if been considered, not only our college, because many colleges will be there under JNTUK. They will connect to that one. So what they are doing, they are maintaining a server at their own college. Okay. Why they need to maintain this server at their own college? They can allow them to connect to that one, means to the main server. Why? Because they are not allowing to take this one, means if you are taking these connections to be connected to that main server, that could be what it do is, it is it means we can't balance the work there. Workload balance is not done. Why it is not being processed here like that? Means many people connecting to a server, means although the server has the capability, what it is doing, it won't be providing these things to be done. So these servers which are kept, means which are kept at the colleges, what they are acting as a mediating between these students, that is the colleges and the JNTUK servers thing. So what they are, you when you are the server connected and they are allowing to write the programs, when you are means submitted your thing, that is your online exam, your score will be deployed into that one. Okay, so what you have to do here, we need to take another representations into an account. Likewise, we need to maintain another ports, and then next and also we need to take fault tolerance has to be considered. There could be no latency. You remember the word latency. Latency means I requested for something. So whenever I requested for something, what is the, where is the latency is placed is, so whenever we are raising a request means whenever we are sending a request, then your latency period starts. So you are willing, means whenever you are start exam will be there, somebody will get the, means what they are doing here is where they have been active in participation. Whenever they're listening the start exam or the start your online exam, they are clicking on that one, on that period only. So all the people are clicking on one time only. So what they are getting, they are getting little bit late here. So whenever you are getting your online exam paper completely, thoroughly, means 20 bits you are getting without the any processing, that is means if you are scoring also, you are not getting any distractions or even any problem is not raising, then your request has been processed and in your response is with you. So what is the latency period is the request which has been raised, and then next you are getting the data. You are getting the data, complete data, not the half data or the half processed data like that. So you are getting your complete data. Then what you have to do, then you need to provide the latency is the satisfactory here. So when we are dealing with these far away communications, you need to consider all these things into an account. So here in this enterprise representations, what this enterprise service bus represents here. So this bus or this service bus represents that it need to support the convenient integration of the components what we are using here from different styles. So what we are doing, what we are providing here is, we need to maintain or we need to implement a that is a layer between the clients, or any, you can specify any that is who are the providers, or you are the purchasers, or you are the vendors, what you are, you need to provide a layer in between them. So here what is specifying here is, we are specifying the black box abstraction. Simply, what is the black box abstraction means, there is no need to know what the things you are performing here. Means you want to means get the output of output of your program. You should know what is the input. If you are giving this input, then you will get this output. So here, enter your phone number, enter your mobile number, or enter your phone number is there. So there what you have to do, there you need to give the mobile number which is the digital, which is the digit formats here. So digit formats means you need not to be considered the alphabets here or alphanumericals here. So only numericals has to be considered. So if I am giving the numericals, what it is doing, it is uh, trying that to take how many digits are there. So in here we are taking the 10 digits to be considered here. So the 10 digits should be there. The 10 digits should be there means, if I am entering the 10 digits, what it is doing, it is providing, oh, okay, you can go for the next field. If I am not giving the 10 digits, it will place the that is the, what you will say, that is a cross mark, or the red into mark will be placed. So if you are going for the alphanumericals, then what the error they have to give here is invalid input. Invalid input, all these things we have to do. So when I am giving the input to that field, I should know what could be the output there. Okay, if I am dealing with a program, if I am giving the input to that one, what they have to do, they have to consider the thing has represented as, okay, this is not the correct input. So then what will be the answer then? Answer is, you have raised an exception or error or any invalid input. All these things has to be considered. Okay, so likewise, when we are dealing with the programmings which are been, when we are dealing with the applications which has been executed by the others, the environment which has been maintaining by the others, the people who are using that one need not to be worry about, or need not to be know about the implementation details of that programming. If they are worrying, if they are letting know, if they are keeping trying to know about all these, gaining the knowledge of that thing, they raises a problem there. So what the thing you need to consider here, there could be no involvement of the implementation details into these consumers or the users organizations there. How far they will be allowed will be decided by the providers. So that's why we are taking the black box abstraction only here. Means here the input will be given and the output will be provided by the provider or any application what you are using. So what we need not to consider here is, there is no need to know about the, means the knowledge of gaining about your environment, what you are using, need not to be specified or need not to be known by the users here. So that is the apart from your knowledge. And coming to the next representation here, this is the implementation what we are using. So these are the, means in the next diagram we are having another one. So these are the two representations. We are using the bus, message bus implementation between the servers, okay, sorry, services. So here we, how we are maintaining the in traditional way. In traditional way means we are included another way here. So in the cloud computing only we are making the traditional way here is, we need to take these services to be available with the message bus, and we need to provide the communication and also the routing abstraction while making these things to be done. Means by using these message bus, they need to be means available with services what they are using. So the services could be anything. So here we need to take care of the connections what we are using, mechanisms what we are providing, messaging things what we are doing, all these things will be specified. And coming to the next diagrammatical representation here. So in this representation we have seen a new term has been included, which has been acts as a mediator between, mediator or the interface you can space, so you can specify. So they can act as a allowing channel between the clients and the services. Here there are not services represented. Where are the services? Here is, here we are having multiple brokers here. What these brokers, what these things has been used here is, we are using these things to scale to many clients here, many services has been included. So we are taking the classification of the service here. Classification of the service, it has to be maintained. Why we need to classify the here is, one broker will take care of the services which are been under the representation. Means you can take one or more services to be and we will combine and make it as available as a one service there. When you are have the able to access this broker one, you could be able to access the services which are under that broker. And what it is doing, we are taking the similar services, or we are taking the services which are being unique for that representation, has to be stored for this broker 1, broker 2 and so on at the broker end. What these makes, what the representations, what these will benefit us here is, we are maintaining some special servers or the special services also, which receives the messages, and we are taking these messages from clients here, and they making these things to be available with the client representations or the clients what they are using. If we want to connect to the another services, if you want to connect for the another services here, so here this is one type of the service, here one type of the service. So here is, this service has been maintained by one server, and this is been maintained by the another server. And what we are doing, we need to connect to the another server. Separate servers are included here. So we are making these things to be available with multiple servers. We need to connect with the multiple servers to process. When we are making these things to be happen, what we are getting is performance degrading will be there. So when we are having these much of the connections, the server means I am having the services to be availed with multiple servers specified as a 5. So I could not be able to connect to that 5 servers there, because likewise me, many people will have the same problem. What they will do, they will connect in that way, in such a way only. So unnecessarily, I don't want to, means I will avail the services with the 5 servers here, but now I will have the chance only availing the service of the one server only. So what it is making, it is making the lots of the traffic here. Means what you will do in future, I will use, they will word, I may use, the word will specify that to make the connection to that server. You are unnecessarily establishing a connection to the server before accessing on. So what it is doing, it is not allowing other persons to be take into a part of communication, because it is heavily trafficked through these many clients has been connected to that one. So that's why what you are doing, we are making these high traffic or the these things could not be maintained by the separate servers here. We are making these servers to be available with one special representation here, that is represented as a uh, brokers here. So at this brokers also you will have one problem. What is this is we need to take these clients into an account. So we can specify that 10 clients or the some 2 3 make us as 5 clients also. We need to specify that more than 5 clients will be connected to that one broker for processing. So only one person or the one server will have to look after that one. How it will be accessed, how it will be given here is, it is taking queues into an account. Queues has been specified there, like message queue. So message queue has been specified. Whenever you are requesting, whenever you are specifying that I need to access one resource or any element or any software or any service like that, what you are doing is we will raise a request. Whenever the server is busy, what it is doing is it is placing their request in these message queues. So what it is doing here is this, it is providing that these services to be available for these persons next to that client here. So likewise we have several examples here. So we can see MQ series. MQ series means message queue series, which has been developed or which has been example from IBM. So this is been using in several times, that is the cloud what you are using, the cloud what you are providing will be little busy. So we need to maintain a queue which has been indicated, that is relating between the, you can specify the provider and the consumer. And what they have been taking here is they are providing the things to be available with the queue. So here your request is being processed, means you will be available, you will be means able to access your resource or the service here. So these things has to be done dynamically, means you are not to be allowed all these things to be done in the message queue. 100% are allowed, means 100% won't access the same service here. You are having some related services which has been combined and maintained by the broker 1 and then combined by broker 2, means you are dividing the services here. So these division will make you that the traffic will be very little when compared with the previous one. So that's why what we are doing, we are maintaining the message queues here. Not only the IBM, Azure, Amazon also taking the queuing the software. So these things will be means make that the next client or the next thing will make the available of these resources or the services which has been requested here. So you can access the scalability also, means if the services are not being able to process it by these any other client, they will remove that service. If any person is requesting for the one service only, means they want to requesting for the storage only, what we need to do, we need to increase the capacity of the storage here. That is, a scale up has to be done. You are requesting, we are maintaining the one service repeatedly, so then you need to add a server and you need to make this service to be available for the others, because you are splitting up the work, we are balancing the workload by using the many servers here. So that's why what you are doing, it is an accessibility which is been taken, that we are need to consider the brokers which are the distributed computing here. They need to take the things to be available with the integration of many components which has been used in different style, because it is supporting the black box representation. The next one is a publish subscribe model and notification. So what is this publish subscribe? So it is describing, it will describe a particular model here, because we are using a message bus technique. So here, what is this specifying here is, we need to take the linkage between or a model which should connect the source and destination for a message bus. We are not connecting the source and destination here. We are connecting the source and destination for a message bus here. So we are providing these things to be done in a way that we need to act as a publisher and the subscriber. Publisher means they will provide the data, or they will provide the services, they will provide the accessibility. So that is the producer. The producer can be specified as the publisher. You may simply say as a sender. The sender will be, the source will be acts as a publisher here. So when we are taking the publisher into an account, what it will do is, it need to associate with one or more topic names here. So why these things has to be considered here is, we need to take all these things to be done on the content based delivery. Content based delivery means we are searching for the content. So we are searching for the content here, because we are filtering the messages based on the content only, or we are filtering the services based on the content only. So that's why we are taking the vocabulary into an account here. So we are taking the topic names to be specified, topic names to be with us. So here the publisher and the relation between these subscribers could be many to many, because the publishers should be many, the subscribers could be many. I also specified that I can use the services availed by these or provided by the five servers here, five different servers here. So who are the publishers here? Five different publishers are there. Who are the subscribers? Means me only the subscriber. Likewise, many people will be connected to that five servers. So likewise, what we need to do, we need to consider that there should be many to many representations has to be done here. So what it is specifying, what it is based here is, we need to take these subscribing model based on the notifications, or the based on the that is models here. So what could be the model here is, we should consider an event based programming model. Why we need to consider the event based programming model here is, so not all the time the subscribers will take an action of these many publishers and they will access that one. So there could be an event has to be considered. So likewise, I said several examples for the event. The sales will be there. So whenever you are considering the sales, when the sales will be there, they are providing some discounts or anything. When they are giving the sales, there could be an event. So what could be the event means? It's a public event. Means it's you can specify that occasions will be there. Occasions means which are common for all the public will be considered. And another representation is the occasion for their organization. If the organization is having some completed some say means 1 year or the 2 years, or they are getting some profits, or they are getting some representations, what it is doing, it is allowing to take the discounts here. So likewise, event based we need to consider. If we are specifying the event based here, what we need to do, we need to consider that these things has to be done based on the notifications here. So how we are getting this one, we are taking these uh, based on the notification. We are getting the notification by any representation. The notification can be a good one or the bad one. Like what means a notification could be a representation which is given to you that this type of the services will be available in future, or this can be notifications can be an error, or a any that is exception, any or any code which has been available with us, like this has to be considered. And coming to the next one, queuing and the messaging system, we are, what are the systems we are using here, it is being specified. So here we are using many representations here. So in this representations, what it is, JMS, Java Message Service is there. So this Java message service is to be represented by these interfaces what you are using. They are providing the semantics also, communication semantics also provided by them. And also what it is doing, it is taking semantics in publishing and subscribing it. What is a pub and sub means? Publisher and the subscriber. Okay, and we are also having the another, we are also having the another representation here. What it is taking into an account, it is taking into an account that is we are having another protocol, that is advanced message queuing protocol, which is AMQP. It specifies somewhere formats has to be considered for the communication. So wire formats means we are providing the APIs for communication. So we need to consider the cross the platform also, we need to specify some wire formats has to be specified or using into consideration. When we are using such type of the representations, what we need to consider here, we need to take web service eventing, web service notification into an account. In previous what you have said, event based programming model will has to be done. So the web service eventing has to be there. What it is doing, it is providing the information about the things what you are using. So by this they will has these things to be available with the others here. So we are taking a representation here. In this representation, we have Amazon Simple Queue and Azure Queue, and also we are specifying several things to be in representation here. So it is taking several things to be available, messaging and queuing system. What are the messaging and queuing systems we are using? Amazon Simple Queue, Azure Queue, ActiveMQ, MuleQ, WebSphere, MQ, and Narada Brokering. So last one is a very important one, Narada Brokering. So if you see Amazon and then Azure, you also know that one. So first coming to this MuleQ. So this MuleQ, what it is doing is, it is providing a messaging framework which has been using under the enterprise message bus, which is the ASB representation. It is also using Java programming environment here, and which helps in 2500 deployments of that one we are using. On which it is focusing. It is focusing on the integration of existing system which has been developed using some Java MS and other, what you are specifying, any model, any messaging system what you are using, they integrating these system and then web services and the protocols and then database connectivity, JDBC, and these traditional HTTP protocol. What it is integrating? JMS, existing system developed with Java message service, and then web services, the SOAP protocol, JDBC, and also it is using HTTP protocol. These things will be considered to integrate this one. So we are using web service here. We are not simply using web services. We need to provide a connection. We need to provide these things to be available with us. So here we are making things to be available with us. So how we are going to do, how we are going to provide here is, we need to connect with the others. How we are going to connect with the others here is, we need to specify these things to be done in such a way that processing should be done in such a manner. So what are the protocols? This Mule includes are the POP, IMAP, FTP, RMI, SOAP, SSL, SMTP, all these things to contain it. And coming to the ActiveMQ, this is the popular Apache. So what it is doing, it is providing the open source message brokering with while we are using, while so others. If these consider IBM or any WebSphere MQ, there has been enterprise message bus offering. So open source, what it is doing is, it is being used by these broad range, and it has been capability of using by others also. So these are the several systems what you are using for processing the messages or the message queuing here. So we are maintaining we are giving the some differences here. So we are taking the complianting AMQP means advanced message queuing protocol. So we are using what it's setting. We need to use the wire format to send the data like that. So it is specifying like that. All the things are not using, because all the things we are using has been connected to the wireless. That's why it is being used for the node. So here any complaint is there, there is no complaint among all these things what he has specified. So what is the complaint? The JMS complaint is the distributed brokering, and what are the guarantees it is providing, order is guarantees, what are the access models it is being using, all these things will be specified. And coming to the examples here, we are three such examples. We are having three such examples which has been using Narada brokering. Narada brokering here is which is a very important middleware service which has been used rapidly by many. Means it has not been specified. We are providing these things to be available, these services to be available with that. So what this brokering here is, it is being used with the multiple environments. First example is with the environmental protection, and then internet conferencing, and then earthquake science applications. This brokering system has been used that one. First one is this one. I will let you know by the simple one image. So we have been installed the webcam here. So nowadays we can access the details of your webcams or the whatever the processings of your webcam, not only at your home or at your working place where you have been installed. Where you are using this one, we are using this representations to be available with us by many means many things here. So this webcam representation, what you are collaborating with the many representations here. If you are seeing this one, this has been this system is not using its inbuilt webcam. It has been connected to the other one. It also not using the inbuilt webcam, and it is also if so it is having the inbuilt webcam also. When if you are attending some examinations, what they are doing, they are getting the pictures of you by using this representations. But here you are also allowed to take this one to be available with the mobile applications like this. So here it is making these things to be available. These collaboration, the webcam collaboration means what it is doing, it is making these conferencing by using, well, we are not using the same representations here. They are maintaining a web conference here. So they are collaborating many webcam representations here, and which is making the flexible to use these representations also. And it is making several applications to be available thus, and also it is taking shared applications into an account. So how it is providing here is, we can take the chart tools, whiteboards which has been shared. So this will be the example, this platform will be the example also. So this is been shared. Actually I have been disabled these annotation for the others. when when I enabled here, whatever I am writing will be visible to you. Whatever you will be writing, will be visible to you. So find out for try to write something, means you can draw or write or anything. So here find out 4. I think you are there. So what it is doing, I am annotating here. Annotating here is how I am going to annotate here. So I am using some pencil representations or anything. I am drawing this thing. So if you see, I am drawing, my representation is with the blue color, and it is the red color which is not drawn by me, which is being drawn by the fine art form. Okay. So what this representation, we are sharing this wall. We are sharing this wall, and this person will be able to write the text also. Not only the drawing, if he or she will be write the text also. Text will be displayed also. How it is being done, how it is being specified here is, we are sharing this environment. How far we are sharing, how it is this, the tools has been included like that. So if I am disabling this one, then nobody will be able to access this thing. So here nobody will able to access the processing here. If now the 504 is trying to type the some text message here. So if you see, so anybody will type there, anybody will write the representations of it, but it would not create the disturbance area of that one. Some people are discussing, some bunch of the professors or some bunch of the people are discussing about some representations on the screen. So how we are processing, how we will do, means what they have to do, they need to share that environment. So the formulas have not been used by others. Means I'm not spelling, if I spell the formula also, they won't recognize the formulas. How it is being done, how it is being considered is, they are sharing this one. If I want to enter any text, I can enter on the text by that one. So if anybody want to give the suggestions, any modifications have to done to this one, what they will do, they will provide the modification to them. And if they want to modify that one on the screen also, they will modify. Means likewise what it is doing, it is providing the sharing or the component here. Likewise we are having the another environment here. So that is, we are using uh, wait, we are using environmental representations here. So what is this is, this diagrammatical representation you see. This diagrammatical representation having geographical area, which is providing some sensors here. What are the sensors we are using is has been described here. So we are getting the data. How we are getting the data? We are getting the data to the NASA through this projects which has been included by using this Narada brokering. So what is this doing? It is providing the supportive tools or the things to be with us, and also it is giving the things to be available with with the others also. So what is the example 3 here is, we are taking these things to be available with others also. So how we are going to make these things available? I want to know about the earthquake. Uh, what we will do here is, we need to specify that where these means impact has been there. So if you see, there are the colors in this area: blue, black, red, green, again some burgundy type color. All these things are there. So these colors are representing how these sensors has taking the information. These brokering will take the information from others. They has been plotted on this. So what are the impact of this blue color? This one, this dark blue color, this one. So when you are dealing with this one, this has been high. In some areas it is high, some areas it is low. So on some red color representations are there, low. So likewise we are getting the data of all these things very high. Now this is the product this is the project which has been funded by the NASA, which has been named as a Quake Sim project. So if you see how these things has to be collected from others, how we are getting means, we need to place the sensors and we need to take these things to be available to us. So by this we are ending this topic, that is message oriented middleware. Thank you, Ma.